All right, guys. So I have this fun bonus project, which is the Photoshop tennis. So I figure, you know what? I'll start mine by making a video showing you guys how I will start my process. And then you guys just go from there. You can do whatever process you want. But what is Photoshop tennis? It's just a very fun game where at least two people go back and forth playing tennis. Typically, in classroom settings, I would group everybody into two, and then these two would play Photoshop tennis at several rounds. However, online, I'm just going to put it in the discussion board, and then it's whoever plays against me first goes, and that and it just passes on um, until we're done, until we feel like we finished. Now, there is several of us in the class, but I don't want someone waiting. So if you're sitting around waiting for someone else, just go ahead and post. We can have overlap. We can have several people doing it. The goal is to have fun and to come out with some really, really interesting things in the end. We can also have several projects going, tennis rounds going at once. That's all fine. This is the first time doing it like this. So this is an experiment, and I'll see if it works. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then okay. All right. So the first thing that I will do is I will go and grab some images from Pexels.com. So I'm gonna go to Pexels, or Adobe Stock has the free ones as well. So usually when I do this live, if I have a captive audience, I will ask the audience, hey, what do we do? What should we create? And they would give me a topic, and then we would start creating. So now I have to just randomly think of a topic, and I try to challenge myself a lot with things that I don't always use. That's why I always have the audience pick. So I'm thinking of things like, looking at this reminds me of gardening. I don't do gardening. I'm also allergic to everything outside, so that would be kind of cool. Maybe camping. Um, you know what? I'm gonna try camping. I would never be able to do it actually because yeah. When I tell you super allergic to outside, I am super allergic to outside. But I think we can have some really, really cool things. And off the bat, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at, you guys know I love like caves and things that have windows and creating stuff inside of those windows. So I'm looking at this off the bat thinking, this might be an interesting one. So I'm gonna go ahead and download that. Um, and then also, this fire might be interesting. And when you start off, you want to start off with at least two. You can do more photos, but at least two. And also, just keep in mind that there's someone behind you waiting to see what you create so that they can go. So just think about that so that you're not taking forever. Now, luckily, I get to start it, so it takes long. I won't. But for you guys, you just want to keep all that in mind. All right, so I think I have my two main photos. I might like the snow. Maybe let me look at that photo real quick. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know, but it seems interesting, so I'll see what happens. Um, I love textures. I always like how these to see. I love this little window, and creating something inside of that window would make me so happy. But I already got the other one. I don't know which one I like better. I don't know. I download it and we'll see. Um, love that fire. I already got one. So I'm just going through. I think I have everything that I want for camping itself. Oh wait, look at that! Look at that effect! Whoa, I like it a lot. All right. So I'm going to, since I saw the snow, that gave me an idea of maybe camping in the snow. Maybe seeing if one of these backgrounds would work. I like this. What if I put like this scene in there with the fire? And I just don't know, guys. It's about to get crazy. Who let me go first? That's just crazy. Then maybe looking at this out in the scene. I don't know. I'm telling you, it gets crazy. I love this. Look, I might start 2 of this. All right, now I'm looking at textures. I like this texture. I think I've downloaded this video before. Oh, I have. I've downloaded all of these, and I did like a whole Christmas scene, which is really, really cool. I like this. Yeah. I love how the sky, the colors in that sky. You guys know I love skies. I like this too, but I'm not gonna do it. Whoop! I can do something with that mountain though. Okay, already I have too much. By the way, already, that's for sure. All right, so that for texture. Look at the squirrel. I have to stop myself. Okay, I like this one. All right, so see, I like how that. See, that would be good for texture. This little area there. Okay, so I got texture. I got colors. That might be a color action. I got. You know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna grab this bird. Okay. All right. So definitely by now you guys have seen I have way more than enough photos to get started. All right. So I'm just gonna do create new. And just so you guys know the size, I'm gonna choose web. Yeah, I'll choose web. I'm gonna choose most common, which is 1366 pixels, 1366 pixels by 768. Hit create. All right, and here we go. All right, so now I'm just gonna bring my first photo in, and you guys already know that place embedded is my favorite, especially when I'm working across the internet. I'm gonna hit OK, and I'm gonna grab some of these photos. Now, where are the photos? That is student work pixels. Here we go. All right. So again, we know I'm grabbing this one. That is the window that we're going to look through. Yeah, I'm gonna make it larger. Always making sure I go to the edges. Okay. So that's my window. Definitely the window that I want to look through. Okay. Yeah. So I might do some texture in here and maybe mask out this area, even though that is gorgeous. Who would want to mask that out? But I'm gonna. So, all right. So let me go find another image. Now I'm gonna look at the list. All right, here we go. Okay, the bird would be cool to look at. Kind of looking at this scene with the snow would be really cool to look at. You know what? I'm just gonna do that one. And I know with this one, since it's coming through the window, I don't have to get it so large. I just want to make sure I got a nice scene. I'm gonna hit OK to that, and I'm gonna hide it so that I can see what else I want to bring in. Place embedded. I'm gonna try to limit myself to no more than 4. You guys know I love this stuff. Okay, let me see. Oh yes, I like the mountain. So don't have to get so large with this one either. Oops, not cool at all. But I do like to cover my bases. I'm gonna bring this down. And then I can decide to make it smaller later. And then I'm gonna hide this one and then place embedded. Let's see if I got another one. So pretty. And now I like this mountain better. Oh. Okay, that was easier to place. And so I might use the white mountain for texture. Not sure. Oh, the squirrel. That would be so cool. Still think about that squirrel. Oh no, I need color. Okay. There. I think I have 2 for color. Yep, that one was easy to place. And one more. I really love the look of snow. That is so pretty. I hate when it snows though because I'm really not. Uh, um, I'm just not an outdoorsy person, but I really like um, snow. Okay, so file place, embedded. I'm trying to find that other color one. Oh, I did want that one. That's okay. I'm getting into you guys' work. Uh, since I'm here, I might as well grab that one and see what happens. All right, so obviously I'm not going to use all the photos, although I could. Knowing me, typically I would use all the photos. I'm not going to use all the photos. What I'm going to do is go ahead and start. Now that I have all the photos, I'm going to go ahead and save. So I do file save as, and then I'm going to save it onto my computer. And I'm going to call this Photoshop Tennis. What is this? This is summer 2021. Oh, I always try to name my stuff in a unique, the same naming convention. So FCC summer 2020. Okay. All right. So I'm going to save this in my FCC. I'm on a different computer. That's right. I'm on a new computer. So I don't have all the folders that I typically have. So I'm going to save it in downloads for now. I'll just change it up a little bit. All right. Now hit OK. All right. So now I got the basis for Photoshop Tennis. Now we got all the photos. Sorry you guys had to sit there and watch me grab my photos, but I am really just a nutcase with photos. Okay, let me see. So now I'm just looking through to see how I actually want to piece all of these together and try to get some idea of what I want to do. So I know I want that fire. I know I want the background. I know I love the colors, so now I love the colors. I love the colors in here. I don't know which mountain. Like I feel like this mountain has character and is angry. Almost looks like an alligator with 2 eyes. And then this one is just beautiful. So I don't know what route I want to go yet, but all right. But anyway, first off, I'm going to start off with a mask. I'm going to mask out this area right here so that, because that's my window that I'm looking through. So I'm going to go ahead and make a selection. And typically I would do the object selection, but if I do that, it's going to select all these. Remember, we have all these tools that we can use. So I'm going to go with the magnetic lasso. I'm going to try it and see if I have enough contrast between this black and this background for it to select that area. If not, so many tools, so many. So let's just see. So far, so good. I'm using this mouse. We'll see how this goes. Magnetic lasso, I love. As long as there's enough, see how there's not enough contrast right there? That's okay. and it's not reading that black line. So that's okay. Like I said, we have so many tools. This is going to do a good job to get it started. And then I'll have to go and make some tweaks and adjustments. And I'm okay with that because I know already I'm going to have to do that. So the tree is not understanding. It's like, what are you doing to me? All right. So that did a pretty good job. There's some areas that I have to work in here. And what I'm going to do, I told you guys, I love the quick mask mode. So I'm going to hit Q on my keyboard, and it's going to take me into quick mask mode. And what quick mask mode does, again, is I'm going to hit Q, and I can go back and forth between the selection and the actual image. And so quick mask mode allows me to actually brush in those areas that the selection didn't get. I love quick mask mode. A lot of people don't like it. I don't know why. However, all the students that I've had who used it in the past uh, actually love it. So I don't know. Maybe we're just weirdos. All right, so I'm gonna click on the brush, and remember you got to paint with black and white. So right now with it set at black, it's kind of opposite of the mask. If I start painting, then I'm painting in the selections, and that's not what I want to do. I want to make sure that I'm painting with white. So on my key, several ways I can do this. I can go here and reverse the colors, or I can hit X on the keyboard and just start painting. And then this way I can go back and forth with X. So I'm just gonna paint on this area. And like I said, tonight I'm on a different computer, so I am 100% using a mouse. So for some of you guys who um, don't have drawing tablets, don't feel bad. I know how you feel. I have to deal with that too. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and paint this area. I don't know why this area is not. Let me see something real quick. Oh, it was painting. I'm gonna go X and bring that area right back. Back and forth with Q. This is why Q is your best friend. Q and B. And I'm gonna brush this, this area. Let me hit Q. So Q tells me that this area right here, I need to brush that area. And I always check Q again. This area. Right, so that's looking good. Now let me clean up this area up here. Q. Brush. See why I love quick mask mode? I just get the paint, guys. Who doesn't like that? Up this area right here. Okay. And I'll go ahead and reverse it. So I'm hitting X so that I can paint in this area. And when I look at it, if I have a really good mask, I do see some trouble spots. I want to bring this area up a little bit. So I'm going to hit B. Oops. I want to bring this area in. Q. X to get that area out. Okay, that's looking good over here. These trouble spots here. X, I can paint that in. X, I can paint this out. All right, I like that. I think I'm okay with that. And so the next areas though that I have to that I need to add to this. Well, now I'm trying to think if I really need to. I don't think I do. We'll see. All right, so there's my masked area. If I want to make sure that I keep this selection for later, I'll go up here to select and I'll go to save selection. And I'm going to call this window when it pops up. I have two screens, so let me go ahead and type window. I'll hit OK. So now I'll have that always. So if I accidentally deselect, let me hit Command D. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did all that work on that selection. I can go up here to select, load selection. This dialog box is going to pop up, and I can choose which one under channel, and I choose window and hit OK, and boom, there's that selection there for me. What? We love that. Yes, absolutely. All right. So what I'm going to do is mask that area out so that I can bring any image in and it's showing that background. I kind of want to also mask this area out over here and these areas as well, but we'll get to that. So I'm going to hit mask, and look at that. It masked the area out, but it did a few things. It revealed some things to me. It revealed these areas right here that I need to clean up, and it's doing the opposite of what we want. We want to get rid of this area, and we can fix that. But what I want to do first is clean up this mask. So making sure that the mask is selected. It's selected when we see the white, remember, around the mask. I'm going to get the brush tool, and if I paint now, I'm painting with red, and that's not what I want to do. I'm going to hit X so that I can paint away these areas. I'm making my brush just a little bit bigger, and I'm going to go here and just paint away the trouble areas, is what we call them, the trouble spots. Trouble spots. So I'm going to paint those away. I'm going to paint this away. Paint this away a little bit. Paint this away. And so I'm just painting on these areas, again, that I call the trouble spots. All right, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good for now. Typically, I would go in and do more, but I'm gonna call that really good. Okay, all right. So now I have those areas masked away. I'm gonna also change this selection real quick because now that I did this, this is gonna change my selection. So I'm gonna go up to select. I'm gonna go to save selection, and I'm going to name this one clean window because we cleaned it up. All right, I'm hitting D. And now I'm going to go back to the mask. And again, remember we have the wrong area. I can go to the properties panel and I can just invert that mask. And now it'll show us the areas, the mask. Now that I did this, I tell you guys, I'm a perfectionist, and some of the things that I'm seeing, I'm not liking. So I might go in and I might zoom in on this area. And you guys, I'm not as hard on you guys with this, but those of you who are taking my level 2 class and level 3 classes, you will want to make sure that you're getting your mask as perfect as you can get it, because at that stage, you already know how to mask, so it is going to be graded harder. But those of you, if this is your last stop, you're not going into level 2 or whatever, then that's not graded as hard at this level. But it is in the next one. All right, so let me see. Get these areas. I'm gonna clean up some of these edges. These are like leftover from the grass. Yeah. But in Photoshop Tennis, I'm not grading that hard. Not on that. I give the criteria, is very clear in Blackboard. It's not as heavy about design as it is. This class is more about like heavier on technique than it is in design. Although design is graded, but it's not as heavy. All right, let's see. Here we go. Oops, I'm getting into the black area. Whoa. That wasn't what I meant to do at all. All right, so let me get some of this. And making sure I don't have crazy artifacts hanging out. All right. So I could get all into the weeds of things. That is what I typically tend to do. I'm not trying to do that tonight. Just do a quick brush clean. All right. So much more I could do, but I'm not. All right. So then to tell you guys too, if I wanted to clean up this top, I could click one spot, hold shift, click all the way over to the other, and it'll clean it up. So shift actually still works in this type of work too. I always like to clean it up a little bit. All right. When I'm satisfied, I'm going to say I'm satisfied because if I don't, I will. I do have a tendency to, masking is one of my favorite things, masking and selections. So I really love making sure I have a clean edge. Okay. But for now, this is good. All right. So I'm going to save this. All right. So now it's time to place stuff inside of our window. So what I'm looking for now is which one do I want to be my ground? Love this water and how that looks, but I kind of want that to be the blend. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. No, this one. All right. So this is gonna be my ground. So I want to mask this inside of here, or I want to see through the mask inside of here. So several things I could do. I could put this underneath, and then I could, let me go, oops, not sure what just happened. Yeah. I can put that underneath and I can see through it, right? And actually it looks pretty good. So I'm not really, yeah, actually looks pretty good. Okay. So I could have this coming through, this mask on top. All right, what's next? And then I could decide if I want this mountainous sort of scene, and maybe I want this to have a blend mode so we can see both. Maybe the textures coming through, kind of like that. That's like a, um, I forget what it's called. Darn it, I have to teach it too. It's like a photography trick composition. What is it? Oh, I know one of you probably said it. I just forgot it. Double exposure. All right. And that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So right now I'm just trying to see how exactly I want the interaction between these two to be. And I don't know. I'm not even sure I want to use that one. All right, so here, I do know I want that to be color. So I want to use that later. I want that to be a blend mode with color. I want this fire to sort of be out there. So let me work on this one. I'll bring the fire in. And I want it kind of to, so several things I can do with this one. I'm going to use the magic wand. And so what the magic wand does is it looks at, again, things with contrast and tries to select similar colors to what you have selected. So now if I choose the mask, of course it did the reverse, but what I'm gonna do, go to properties and invert it. And now see, so this is what it tries to do. It tried to pretty much separate the blue, and it doesn't always do that great of a job. As we can see, this is not an excellent job, but for what I wanna do, I think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna click on B for brush so I can go into this mask. And then I'm going to really just do a quick job of masking these artifacts out. And so I'm not gonna have as much of the fire as I want, but I think just get rid of all the blue. So I kind of have a more contained control fire than what I was thinking of at first. That's okay. Get rid of some of these artifacts I don't need. I'm not mad at that one, but I'm gonna take it out. All right, and I'm gonna take this one out. And I know that I want it on a dark background. I just didn't want its background behind me. So let me see what's the next thing I want to bring in. I know that I want to see the interaction between these two. So let's see. Let me just move you on top. So it's between this fire and this fire. So we'll see. I'm gonna bring this down. They're not super mad at that. Let me just see something. If I move to, maybe move this out, change the size. I was thinking of having it like be a part of something else. Like maybe fire on the water, fire on the side. No, I'm in play mode right now. Let me see how that's gonna look. I'm gonna mask this out, certain areas. I want it to kind of fall in line with the ocean, what it's gonna look like it, or lake. You know what this is. But it's gonna look like it's coming up on the edge. Middle of that area. See how we see these artifacts, those right there? Make sure that get out of here. So get out of here. That's the edges of the photos that are always gonna be the things that look crazy. You wanna make sure that they're out of there. All right, so maybe okay. I'm gonna go with that. And so far though, I've done limos, I've done smart objects. I've done masking, selections. Um, so that's four of our techniques already knocked out right there. So now I'm going to decide. I'm going to go ahead and bring this one down. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then I'm going to choose the blend mode to see how I want. Look at that. Look at that. Just how I want this to interact with this photo. So many neat. Look at that. So lighten. I like that so far. That's kind of cool. Screen. Color dodge. I like color dodge. Color dodge is like, wow, linear, lighter color, overlay. I really like overlay. I'm gonna tell you, it might be overlay. Soft light. Ooh, well, hard light is cool too. I like overlay a little bit more though, because I can see the interaction with the fire, and I kind of like how it's interacting with that. But pen light, I think it's gonna be overlay, guys. Ooh, though, hue's neat. Saturation's neater. Look at that fire with that saturation. Wow. All right, I think I'm gonna choose overlay because I'll be here forever. All right, so overlay. So I chose that blend mode, and then these final two photos. I don't know. Do I want to do a log over water? I don't know though. I'm curious, so I have to try it. All right, so I'm gonna do object selection for this one. Like I said, you don't have to do all this. I'm extra. That's kind of um, an issue I have, but what I like is I get to show you guys several tools to use. So I'm gonna do object selection, and I'm gonna mask that out. But this time, so that I don't have to do that extra step, I'm gonna go to select inverse, and now it's putting the selection around everything except this. Now when I hit mask, it, of course, of course, it masked out um, the log. That's right. I forgot. All right. So now I still got to go to my properties panel, and I still have to invert it so that I get the correct one. All right. So now what I'm going to do is move this somewhere. I don't know exactly where I want it. Still in the distance, I would think. But I just don't know. I don't know if maybe I want it, you to look at it like here. I want you to look at it here. I do know I'm gonna have to do an adjustment layer on it to get it how I want it. Or do I want them to be looking at it here? I don't know. Huh. I'm gonna keep it there for now. And then I'm going to, what else do I have? I have this mountain. I think I might use this for a texture. All right, let's just see. Not sure about this one yet, but let's just see. All right, so I'm going to play with blend modes to see how it blends. It's not bad. It's definitely gonna be one of the darker ones. Ooh, overlay. Overlay just wins it every time. That's neat. Soft light. Soft light I might like better. Hard light. I think it's gonna be soft light. Ooh, soft light. Divide is interesting. Hue is nice. Soft light. I think it's gonna be soft light. Okay. And I can look at it, what it looks like before. It does kind of add just a little bit. Not a lot, but enough to be interesting. All right, so I'm gonna do that. And if I ever wanted to back off of these, I still have opacity that I can play with. I still have, um, I still have options. Like I'm like, oh, that's just a bit much. Let's tone down this texture a little bit. I do not know why my keyboard's moving. Tone down that texture a little bit. I still have that option to do that. I'm gonna say 75% or 76%. All right. So now, and actually, you know what I wanted to do with that? I forgot. I wanted to put the texture on the outside. So I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna select the mask. So here's something new. What I'm gonna do is go up here to where this mask is. I'm gonna hold the Command key because I'm on a Mac. It will be the Control key if you're on a PC. And you're gonna see the hand with the selection around it. I'm gonna click on that and it's gonna load that selection for me. So now I'm gonna go down here to the mountain and I'm gonna mask it, and it masked the mountain itself, right? Or it masked that area itself. But we haven't really done anything to it. So I'm gonna go back, put the opacity back at 100%, and I'm gonna change the blend mode back to normal. And then, let's see. I'm not really seeing where it's showing up. Not quite sure. Let me invert the mask. Properties, invert. Okay, so now it's masking out. I want to mask out the area outside. Okay. Huh. That just didn't work like I wanted it to work. Let me see. Oh, I know why. Okay, let me move it up. There we go. Okay. Phew. I was like, huh. So, lesson here. This is why I always say to bring your image into the edge, because see, I want to use this all the way on the edge, but now because I didn't bring it to the edge, I can't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this mask for now, and I'm going to grab this image, hit Control T, and bring it out all the way to the edge. So I'm going to follow my own advice that I always give, that I chose not to follow this time. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select, go back up to this layer, put the mask on that layer. I don't know why everything is acting crazy tonight. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put the mask on that layer. Mask it. Okay. And so what I want to do is definitely tone this down. But the first way I'll tone it down is I'll check out some of these blend modes to see how they interact with this layer. And then I'm gonna start from the bottom. Luminosity is nice, but that's not what I want. Hue is neat. No, guys. Let's see. Honestly, I don't even know if this is gonna work or be one that I would choose, but color burn, I kind of like that one. I think I may go with that one. So let me, all right. So yeah, I kind of like color burn and how I can see some of the stuff beneath. Okay, so I'm gonna go with color burn, and then right about now would probably be when I bring this out, but I'm gonna do an adjustment layer just for the heck of it, to tone this down a little bit. So I'm gonna do hue and saturation, and I can colorize it, or I can let me go back to, okay, and notice it's happening on my whole thing. So what I'm going to do, my last technique is I'm going to clip it into the layer. Remember, we clip by holding Option and clicking. And so now whatever I do to it will only affect this this image. Oops. So I'm going to go back to my hue and saturation. And I'm going to, like, again, I said I could do colorize, where I colorize this. I can choose like a specific, I can play with different colors, something that we want to go more with our scene. I can do that. Maybe if I wanted like purple, or I wanted to make it go with that blue that's in our, that's pretty dominant in our image, I can do that. So you have options to play. This is Photoshop Tennis. This is the purpose of it, is to play, have fun, and choose something that works for you. So I'm going to go with, and I'm definitely starting you guys off with a lot of techniques. And like I said, here I already have completed about 5 or 6 techniques we're up to that we learned. I'm going to go with, I don't know, I kind of want to bring out that green that's in those trees over there. So I'm going to go with this green. I can also play with the saturation. I can saturate it a lot. I can bring that saturation down, bring it down to nothing. So just play. All right. Okay. So I've done everything that I'm going to do to the object. I'm going to post this into the discussion board, and it is up to you guys to take this as far as you want and to play. So again, I'm going to do the initial post, and then someone else can do their post on whatever they're going to do. And then when they're finished, the next person, and then just be courteous. Always say in the discussion board, I am about to, do this, or I'm about to, I don't know what you want to say. I can't even think right now, but you can say, just alert everybody that you're about to work on this. And then if you've been waiting too long, let's say someone says they're about to work on it, and now you've been waiting longer than an hour, you can post in the group, just to be courteous. Hey, I'm waiting on a turn. But if you do that and there's still no response, and you're like, then go ahead and just go ahead and work on it, because everybody wants their points. I want everybody to get as many points as they can. So I don't want someone holding you up from getting those points. And if we have that overlap, that's fine. As you're gonna see, I have a Spark page that is linked, and you're gonna see in that where last semester everybody was doing their Photoshop tennis, and it worked out very, very well. So in the end, after this class is over, I'm going to do another one that's going to feature all of your projects as well that you're doing, and it's just going to keep building each class iteration as they do it. So it'll be a nice little collection that you'll be adding to that. So have fun with this project, enjoy it. It is meant to be fun and to have a blast by all, and enjoy those points. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do with this file. All right, talk to you guys later.